Thank you, and welcome to another episode of Your VIDHS, an informative podcast that gives you a tour of the Virgin Islands Department of Human Services and its 85 programs, all right? Today, I have some very special guests, the Division of Disabilities and Rehabilitation Services. In the community, it's also known as Vocational Rehabilitation Services, or for short, Voc Rehab. Today I'm joined by its acting administrator, Kimberly Washington, pre-employment transition coordinator, Reneta Adjodha, and OIB manager, Carmen L. Samuel. Ladies, welcome to the program. How are you doing today?
We're doing good. Good morning.
Good morning to you. I'm very excited about this because I gotta let y'all know something. I don't know nothing about VR, and today is a day where we're going to learn all about its services and how we're helping our people in the population with disabilities. So I just want to get started with thank y'all for coming. Ms. Washington, give us and our audience a little brief take on what exactly is Vocational Rehabilitation Services.
Vocational Rehab Services is a federally funded program for people with disabilities. It assists individuals with disabilities gain employment opportunities. It works with employers to ensure that employers have accessible areas so people with disabilities can be gainfully employed.
Oh wow, so you guys help deaf people, blind people get a job pretty much. Yes. In the Virgin Islands community.
So a person with a disability can be classified, a barrier. Disability is a barrier that is imposed on someone's activities of daily living. So yes. Being able to access the community, get a job, maintain a job, or retain a position.
And what we're going to do this episode is, I know the three of you women are professionals and have the colloquialism of the language that is supposed to be displayed. So when I get a little primitive and say something that is incorrect or politically incorrect, you correct me with the practical term that is based on how we should refer to it in the realm of vocational rehabilitation services. Okay, you guys get me on that one? We'll play that game for the rest of this afternoon and this interview. So you correct me on the proper things to say when I don't say it the right way. Let's talk a little bit about the structure of the program itself. I want to get into the components of what makes VR. So there's different brackets. There's a section that deals with people who are disabled, people who are blind. Let's talk about that, for instance. Let me go to when we're transitioning into employment for these people. Pre-employment transition services. Ms. Adjodha, what is that exactly?
So pre-employment transition services falls under Voc Rehab. So 15% of Voc Rehab's budget is set aside for students transitioning out of high school.
Right.
So they have to be between the ages of 14 and 21.
Okay.
And what we provide is we assist them in transitioning out of high school. So once they graduate, we want them to have a plan.
Right. What
you're gonna do, where you're gonna do it, how are you going to do it? What are the resources out there for you to do it?
Yes.
And part of pre-employment transition services has 5 required services. One is career exploration, where we assist our students with exploring different careers, exploring their interests, their strengths,
yes,
their limitations. All of that we explore so they can figure out what the right career is for them. We don't want them to graduate and get a job. We want them to have a plan to do something that they enjoy doing.
Right.
And we also provide post-secondary education training, where we introduce all the different options they have. College is not for everybody.
No.
If you want to go to a trade school, we explore that.
Yes.
Also, if they want to go to work, we explore that option too. We collaborate with Department of Labor to assist our students with that.
So do you guys talk to the employers too about setting up accommodations for these workers, or is it already based in place?
Well, as far as the employers, for our students, what we do, one of the other required services is called work-based learning experiences.
Yes.
So what we do is we place a student in an area with an employer in something they're interested in doing.
Yes.
So for example, if they're interested in cars or mechanics, we would find a mechanic shop that's willing to place our students for
Mm-hmm.
a certain number of weeks. We typically do that during the summer.
Yes.
And then they provide an opportunity for them, and we give our students a stipend. So the employer, really, all they have to do is provide an opportunity. They don't have to pay them.
Mm-hmm.
We train them, which is another required services work training experience, where we teach our students soft skills.
Right.
What to do on the job, cell phone use, conflict resolution. We do that with them before they go out on the job, so they have a basic understanding.
That's great. You
of
give
what
them
is
that,
supposed
so
to-
it gives them a little
Yes.
bit of confidence and preparation before they step into that job work circle.
Absolutely.
I didn't even realize that we had such a component tailored into VR like that. Let me go to another section of VR. Well, let's talk about the independent living services for older individuals who are blind. Ms. Samuel, you're the manager of this program. Can you tell me a little bit about its purpose? What does it do exactly?
Okay, the purpose of the the OIB program, the older blind program, as some may call it, is for persons who is 55 and older. We assist them with being able to go to the optometrist to get an eye examined. Sometimes they may have to do surgery because, when they go to get the eyes examined, they catch that they have glaucoma, cataracts, or something of that sort. So
Yes.
we can assist them with surgery because many of the seniors can't afford it. Because some of them are saying, I'd have to pay for my rent or medication. I can't afford to go to the eye doctor. I haven't changed my glasses in like 10 years or 5 years or
Yes.
something. So all of that we assist with.
Really?
Helping them to be able to get a new pair of glasses and getting the eyes checked. They come back at least once a year because sometimes the doctor will say, okay, come back within the next year, or if it's a little more severe, they need a little more treatment, they come back and they get more services done until they're able to function a little better.
How much clients you get in the OIB program? We have a lot of blind residents in the territory?
They're not necessarily blind.
Or just people with
Yeah.
issues? Okay.
Yeah, some
so
type of
I could
severe
have a
visual
cataract,
impairment.
or I could have multiple problems going on with my vision, and I'll be eligible for this program?
Not exactly.
Okay, talk to me
You
about
have to
eligibility.
be 55 and older and not employed.
Okay.
Because, if you're employed, you can at least try to provide for yourself with that. But there are some people who can't. And
Yes.
that's what this program is designed for, to help them out, those that can't afford to and qualify for the program.
Yeah. Ms. Washington, you have a lot in your hands. You have sections in your program, one that deals with employment and pre-employment, and one that deals with after employment and those who can't be employed to get things for their disability needs. How can one even apply for VR services? Where would they go?
Okay, so we can receive referral sources. A referral can come from that person, that individual. If they identify as a person with a disability, then they can be self-referred. It could be a family member, a doctor's office, a walk-in,
Yeah.
a guardian, a school.
Schools can
Yeah.
refer to? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then once they get the referral, they're sent into you guys. And how would you set somebody up on their first basis when they walk through that door?
Okay, so once we receive the referral, like with any program, there is a process. But once you receive the referral, it then goes to an office administrator who will then process the referral. The district manager will receive it, review it, work with the VR counselor that is assigned to that referral, and then the counselor will then reach out to the person to kind of start the application process.
Ms. Samuel, I want to go back again to your program real quick because, I have people in my family that's experiencing vision loss. And you have any tips that you could give them, because that's a horrible thing. I know an individual who's actually losing their sight day by day, and it's wearing on them. Is this a program that can help them cope through something like that?
Yes. What the tip I can give them is, for those that is experiencing vision loss, is try to make sure you keep up on your doctor's appointments. Your normal function around your home, your everyday function around your home, try to keep up that routine, because God forbid that day, you go totally blind. At least you still remember how to get to the bathroom, how to get to the kitchen, how to get to some other part of their home without any bumping into any issues. So try to practice memorizing the functionality of being in your home, doing what you have to do in your home to help you a little better. There's technologies, assisted technologies. You can try to look into getting some of them.
Do you guys have information on that you could share with people who come into the OIB program?
Yes.
Oh, so you guys do? Oh,
Yes.
so you guys are letting them get those resources so that they can, that's great.
And magnifying glasses.
Okay.
Magnifying glass is very helpful for those who are experiencing visual loss.
Yes.
So that'll help a lot too.
Okay, that's excellent.
Voc Rehab provides not just employment opportunities.
Yes.
They provide restoration services.
Yes.
Meaning they provide assistive devices. They provide, if it's counseling. And when we're talking about disabilities, we're not talking about physical disabilities, we're also talking about mental disabilities. So we provide counseling services. We can assist with medical issues.
Yeah.
For our students, we assist with helping them pay for college or for technical school.
Yeah.
Yes, so Voc Rehab, and we try to provide all the services that a person would need to be successful.
Yes, yes.
We are a hidden gem.
You guys sound like a hidden gem. Thank you for watching Your VIDHS. We're here today with the Division of Disabilities and Rehabilitation Services, aka the Vocational Rehabilitation Services, aka Voc Rehab. And we'll be right back.
How you doing with your little one? Last time we were talking, you were having a hard time getting someone to watch her when you have to work.
Well, I'm good now because I don't have to worry about childcare on weekends. I'm so happy that the Office of Childcare and Regulatory Services at the Department of Human Services is now helping with non-traditional childcare awards.
I can't get that kind of help for my child because first, I don't qualify because of my salary. Second, I just have to work at night.
You sure? I was in the office and I heard them saying essential workers can get childcare assistance regardless of salary.
Are you sure you hear that right?
Yes, essential workers, police, hospital workers, corrections officers can now qualify for help with childcare.
What are you telling me? How could I get more information?
For more information, on St. Croix, call 340-772-7147. And on St. Thomas and St. John, call 340-774-0930. This message was brought to you by the Department of Human Services, Office of Child Care and Regulatory Services.
In the wake of recent disasters, to include the public health emergency, many individuals in the territory have faced new health challenges and increased care needs, driving a surge in demand for our services. This unprecedented increase in requests has unfortunately led to unsustainable costs, compelling us to make these temporary service adjustments.
DHS is committed to minimizing disruption for our clients through diligent efforts. Looking ahead, DHS is also exploring long-term options. We're considering enrolling eligible members in Medicare Part D for prescription costs. Currently, there are approximately 2,000 members who qualify for both Medicaid and Medicare Part D. This enrollment will reduce drug costs by almost 50%.
These temporary adjustments, though challenging, presents opportunities for improving our services. By reassessing and restructuring, we will develop programs that are more efficient and less prone to fraud and misuse. We are committed to transparency and will keep you informed throughout this process. Thank you for your patience as DHS strives to enhance the quality of life and overall wellness for our dynamic Virgin Islands community. Together, we will navigate these challenges and come back stronger and better.
Ready to stay informed and connected with the Virgin Islands Department of Human Services? Season 2 of Your VIDHS, our official podcast, is here. Join us each month as we bring you the latest updates, inspiring stories, and expert insights on programs and services that impact our community. From healthcare to senior programs, childcare to financial assistance, we've got it all covered. Subscribe and listen wherever you get your podcast, or catch the video episodes on our website and social media pages. That's Your VIDHS, your voice, your community, your podcast.
Ms. Washington, I gotta jump back to you again. How can we get some information about all of these services being provided by VR?
Well, there is a website. You go to the VIDHS website. You'll see all of our programs listed there under Vocational Rehab. As Mr. Adjodha was explaining, it's not just the employment factor. So there are 3 programs under VR as support employment services, and that's for individuals who are more significantly disabled,
Yes.
who will need more one-on-one, hands-on services. And then we also have our pre-eds, our older blinds program. One of the unique ways VR is able to accomplish all of our goals year to year is because we have great community partners.
Yes.
So if it wasn't for employers, our vendors, our community stakeholders, the SRC, the State Rehab Council,
Yes.
just those individuals who are part of the community of people who are disabled, and then just the advocates and allies that really help us maintain compliance and make sure that we are focused on the initiative, which is employment, but like Mr. Adjodha said, it's make sure that someone is self-sufficient,
Yes.
and they have a sense of autonomy and independence.
Do y'all keep like a database of all your clients, or like in the territory, listed of who has disabilities?
Well, we do go by the U.S. Census. I think that is the most current that we use to ensure that we are at least capturing how many individuals within the territory
Yes.
have disabilities, and I believe the last census was 2020. The program is gearing up to complete a comprehensive statewide needs assessment, the CSNA. That is also being, led by the State Rehab Council as well.
Yes.
The CSNA will definitely give us a more identified approach on individuals with disabilities, those who are unserved and underserved. And again, as Mr. Adjodha pointed out, it's not just the physical disability, it's the mental, it's the emotional, learning disabilities.
I was wondering, does VR give out anything to parents to help find out if their kids or discover traits that might help them assess whether their kids have a disability or not?
Well, we rely on the school system.
Okay,
So
all right.
that's under.
So it's actually vice versa. You get assessment from Department of Education. They tell you, listen, we have a young man or a young person, they seem to be exhibiting behaviors that they might be off the spectrum, or that we think that this kid in our 2nd grade class has problems hearing. Is that stuff that you get from our public? In general?
Sometimes we do, but 2nd grade, that they're still too young for our program, because you have to be 14 years old.
Right.
But usually, whenever they come to our office or call our office and ask about that, we let them know, they're too young. But then we try to, give them a little more information on where to go to get more help pertaining to the child, to see what's wrong with them, or to see if they need what type of testing they can get. So we try to refer them out, just like as a word of mouth.
Yes.
Well, our referrals for our students typically come from education.
Yes.
Education is responsible for testing, as far as to identify whether or not a student might be having challenges or learning disability or hearing. And then as part of the mandate with we are invited to meetings for students with disabilities when they have their annual meetings. We are part of that team, so we're invited. So we have a knowledge of the students in the school system that have identified disabilities.
That's good. Do we work with the Office of the Governor, Julian Hanley, in any way with any of our projects towards disability, or?
Absolutely. In fact, the ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act, is a very, very important mandate, a legislative mandate that basically makes any organization, agency, entity receiving federal funding, you have to make it accessible.
Okay.
Any public space has to be accessible, and
Any public space has to be
any public
accessible.
space has to be accessible.
Really?
That
Okay,
means
good.
elevators for government buildings have to be working and insured. Sidewalks have to be accessible.
That's right.
Restaurants have to be accessible for the individuals within the community.
Have to be.
Under the ADA,
Yes.
if you are receiving federal funding,
Key words right there,
you
yes.
have to be.
Okay, so that
Yeah.
restaurant where I have to jump up over the ladder and then go to the thing down by the
Yeah.
boardwalk, they can't be doing that to me. I
Not
should
to
be
you.
able to, yeah,
Yeah.
they should be
If you got
wheelchair
that-
accessible.
Absolutely.
Okay, I got to talk
If
to
you-
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But-
that going through the alley and all of that, no, we got to talk.
But Mr. Henley is actually the ADA coordinator for the territory.
Yes.
And he's also our chairman for the State Rehab Council. And I encourage anyone who is interested in the State Rehab Council.
I want you to talk a little bit about that. What does the State Rehab Council, when do they meet and what topics do they delve into normally?
So the State Rehab Council, SRC, is a mandated council by the federal government. And we have 15 members, and there's a designation for each member that is specified within the regulation. We meet on a bi-weekly basis.
Yes.
But it's intended to meet quarterly, but we're trying to tackle a lot of projects, so we meet on a bi-weekly basis.
Yes.
And we actually are holding our public meetings so the community can come out and speak on concerns, give us their feedback and suggestions.
You're welcome to plug it right here, date and time.
April 10th from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Innovation Center in St. Thomas. May 8th, tentative at the Great Hall, UVI.
Yes.
And then in July, we'll be in St. John, but we'll definitely provide the information to the public before those dates.
Yes, if you're very interested in VR services and how our disability community is being treated and in the Virgin Islands, then you definitely want to check out this public forum. Check out our Facebook for more information on it. Let me just go down the line and say a wish list, if any of y'all could have it for one of your projects, or what would you want to do to strengthen the Division of Disabilities and Rehabilitation Services? Ms. Washington.
I think for the VR program, just overall, I would love to see us be able to spend our entire budget on client services.
I like that. That's
We
a good one.
definitely want to see more students going to colleges, so that means, getting with students who have 504 plans, getting with students that have IEPs, working closely with the schools.
Okay, that's enough. Save some for Mr. Judah. Mr. Judah, how are you?
You're right.
Mr.
Well, you know what?
Judah,
Let me give.
Her wish list.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do one more VR on the
Okay,
VR
go ahead.
side.
Yep. Long list.
Yeah. Well, for the VR, I will say, in addition to spending down our budget, is the completion of the CSNA. I think that
That
would be
is something I've definitely, that's very important. Tell them a little bit about what that is, real
the
quick.
comprehensive needs assessment.
Yes.
Is again something that is supposed to be done every 3 years, and it kind of aligns with the U.S. Census, but it's
Yes.
very particular to the territory. It gives real data for the VR agency to know who is underserved, who is unserved, and how can we kind of close those gaps. Everything has to be done in time, but I think if we identify what those gaps are, then we are able to make a solid plan moving forward. Another item on my wish list would be to increase the resources, the number of vendors that VR is currently working with.
Yes.
Because the more vendors we have, the more choices and opportunities and options that the consumer has, whether it be getting ready for work or some type of training opportunity. The more community vendors we have, the more options we are able to provide to the consumer.
You're trying to spend that grant money. You get
Trying
it,
to
girl.
spend it down.
That's right. That's what we want to do. Mr. Judah.
Wish list. Less stigma in the community towards
Very good.
disabilities.
That's a very good one.
Because we want our students to know that your disability does not define you.
Yes.
There are resources out there that you can plug into to help you. So we want our students to be more confident. And one of the other services we provide is self-advocacy services,
Self-advocacy. Very good. Yes.
where we help our students understand their disabilities, understand their strengths, advocate for themselves, ask for help when you need it. So yeah, and we do need more resources in the community. I mean, there is a lack of resources, but yeah.
Ms. Samuel, OIB program. You want anything in there in particular, or for your clients?
Well, for my seniors, I would like them to be a little more proactive with their health. I would like them to engage whenever there's some type of outreach program for them to come out and see what it's all about and just inquire, and if there's some type of help that they can get right then, go for it. Not wait until it gets so bad that they're rushing to get the help, but it's too far gone.
Yes.
So just want them to just try to I just want them to
experience a little more outreach and learn more about their
yes,
absolutely.
and,
We feel you.
And also I want to try to get this program territory. I am territory wide,
yes,
but just try to get out there more often to see all the seniors, go into the communities,
yes,
and try to meet with some of them, because I know many of them can't come out, so I'm trying to go into them. So that's one of my wish list.
Excellent. And you said seniors. Let me ask the three of you. So how often does VR take time to visit the senior centers, or do you guys do visit the senior centers, right?
Yeah, I was there in December, actually in St. John.
Yes, in St. John.
In St. John. I haven't gone to St. Croix's yet. I did St. Thomas. Yeah, I did St. Thomas too.
Okay, good.
Yes,
good.
I did St. Thomas Strive Center.
Strive, yep, good.
Yeah, so so those are some of the places, but I want to branch out beyond just going to the centers alone.
Yes.
Going to the communities, as I said, to see some of the seniors and see what I can do for them.
Yes, this is a wonderful program we have here in the Virgin Islands being offered by the Department of Human Services, the Division of Disabilities and Rehabilitation Services. My ladies from Voc Rehab, thank y'all so much for sharing with us today. I hope you all know we have some numbers here at the bottom of the screen that you can call if you know any individuals that will be eligible for this program, for pre-employment services, or for the OIB program. Give this number a call, and we'd like to thank y'all again for everything that you do. And any last words?
Also, they can check the website.
Yes.
On the DHS website.
Yes.
And go up there, and they can review our program.
Thank you for watching another episode of Your VIDHS. We were joined with the lovely staff of VR, Voc Rehab, the Division of Disabilities and Rehabilitation Services. Say that 4 times fast. Thank y'all for watching, and I hope you guys gather this information and use it to your best needs. Have a wonderful day.